Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You watching my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 11. Taxing Times and Blurry Lines. Alright, I know the beginning of what I said, Potomac, I really don't really do the views that much this season because the views, but I said, hey, whatever. It's the rest of the season. Let me just continue going on with this and get some more videos on my channel. So, and Sisters on BET. Sisters is coming back on Wednesday, so I will continue reviewing that. And I'm still doing the Love at the Lock of reviews. So stay tuned to those and everything in the Catfish MTV Ghosted. Alright, let's jump right into it because it's not going to be a long video. Alright. So Karen invited Ashley and Giselle to a hometown for a homecoming, Surrey, Virginia. And she just invited them to the farm area. She said her family owns the farms and they were slaves and then turned around and bought the farm. So it's an inheritance. It's a generational wealth. It's something that's going to be passed down to the family. It's sticking to the family, to their family. So it's not going anywhere. It's theirs. And it's funny how Ashley decided to bring heels throughout the whole trip. I said, Ashley, it's a farm. Where you going? Even Giselle was dressed for the occasion. And she said, she said, yeah, I'm gonna switch my shoes out here and there. But Ashley said, hey, the baby's at home this time. And Ashley asked Karen, she said, is the baby friendly? She said, oh, yes, it's baby friendly. She said, I want to try to stay the baby at home. And it's like only 2 hours away. So it's not enough for a distance. If she needs to go somewhere, she could go heavy back home. But she left the baby home and she just dressed up. She said, oh yeah, I'm dressed in heels and not farm and everything. She dressing up. So it was funny. And it was nice. They went to the hometown and it gets Karen's side of the family and her cousins and her aunt. She looked just like her Aunt Darlene. Like she had her Aunt Valerie and Aunt Darlene and her cousins there, and she looked just like her Aunt Darlene. I said, oh, you could tell the siblings. And they were talking about her story and the different pictures of Karen, and they was having a good time and they laughing and giggling. They went on the farm and I guess they test drive the tractor on the farm. And then meanwhile, when they was doing that, Monique called them on the phone and see how's they going, how's they doing, everything. And now Monique told Ashley and Karen and Giselle, Ashley had on speakerphone, and said that if it wasn't me, it would have been somebody else. So according to Candace, if it wasn't her, it would have been somebody else. So she basically saying that because Candace had this mouth, somebody else would have beat her up if it wasn't me. So maybe she just like did her service that I did it. So now I was like, that's not right. So it doesn't matter if she got a mouth or not. You're grown people. Yes, like I said, not everybody could argue back and forth with words. So people will just fight. So that's something that Candace needs to learn, to read the energy of the room and everything and say, you know what, this not deserve me to go mouth off with people. If you can't have it sit down and go back and forth with me in words, and I feel that it's something off, and I feel that you keep coming at me and arguing, it's not going to help. So just walk away. But the fact that you saying, oh, if it wasn't me, somebody would do this, it's like you did her service. And I was like, that's kind of weird, Monique, you would say that on TV and on the phone like that. But Karen and Giselle was like, wow, that's crazy. That's how I was trying to say that. I don't like that. Now, Karen did tell Ashley and Giselle that she told Candace, now if it was her in her position, she will press charges. Now, that also is another consequence. You just can't go around beating people and expect that they have that same mentality, the hood mentality, that you just beat them and just go back your business. Some people will call the police. Some people will get their attorney present and everything. So, or you will go to jail. So there's different consequences. You just don't happen to say, okay, I beat this person up and nothing will happen. No, you might go to jail. You might get sued, press charges. What's going on? So there's consequences. You might lose businesses if you are well known and people see you fighting on television, and you might lose connections. So it's some consequences for your actions. So you have to be prepared for that. So Giselle said, if you have anything to tell me, don't even bring me on. I'm done with her. She lying. I'm done with her. Karen, stuff like that. So Ashley asked Karen, did you tell Monique that you told Candace, you go press charges. She said, I believe she knows, but I will tell her when the time comes. I said, oh, all right. And then she took them to, they had the homecoming parade. And I was like, oh, that was a nice little parade. And they were throwing candy. I said, throwing candy, that's hard. It's like, it's hitting your face and the forehead. That's candy hurt. Throwing candy, and Cam was in the car, and she looked nice. And I think it was, they gave them a different insight of what Cam is about. She's not this big old grand dame personification she be putting on. But she does have a nice, laughable, human, good side, and to her. So they went to the church that her father and I think her mother got buried. Oh well, her family, her childhood church, and I guess that's where they had the funeral services at. And it touched home because remember I think it was last season or season 3. I think it was season, yeah. I think it was in the season, in the season 3, when both her parents died 7 months apart. So it was very, very like emotional for them, and it was a lot for her. It was a lot to be in that presence when you had the funeral service. So she talked, and she held it out for a little bit, telling about how she did public speaking and everything from there. And then she went in the back, started crying. And so since then, they had ate and went back home. So it wasn't not a long whole day trip. It was a few hours, and that's that. Now back to Potomac area. Candace and Robin talk. Candace did some little snacks, and Robin came over, and Robin told Candace about the meeting and that Monique wasn't feeling any remorse. So when Candace heard that, she said she doesn't have any remorse. She said no. And Candace said, about to cry. I said, Candace, if you gonna let some tear out, let the tear out, because you be dapping no tissue in your eye like hard. You be like you don't want to get it out. Let it go out so we can see you crying. The fact you stopping it before it go down is like crazy. But I said, but you can tell Candace is a sensitive type of person. Yeah, she might be tough and everything. You can tell she really sensitive. So it's like she just felt hurt that she just got attacked, and her friend that she thought her friend did this to her and don't feel any remorse about it. And I think to this day she really don't really feel remorse about it. She just wished that she would never fought Candace. But the fact that does she really feel sorry about that? She just felt that she should have never done that, which is fine and everything. But you wrote a song about it, you bragging about it. It's like you okay that you did that, but it is what it is. But she was like, Cameron told her when she told to Cameron, she said, Cameron's immediately said, I would press charges. So Candace is considering doing that. Now meanwhile they talk about Robin's tax problems. So apparently Robin is doing her own stuff. I said, if you got money and everything, well, I don't think Robin got money like that. But she on a television show, so she must have something. Have your accountant room your books. So when she was doing her own books, she overlooked that she wasn't reporting some of her wages that she was earning for employment. So I think she owed like $90,000. So Juan is like messed up. You know, this how she came into the show franchise with problems, money problems. Well, we didn't find out till later on why Juan was not feeling for Robin like that. And we find out she was responsible for losing all his money with a bad deal that she trusted somebody with. And they took all their money. So that's why he wasn't feeling her like that. It was her before. And that she was feeling the guilt and trying to make it up to Juan. And now they good back in terms, and now she got this $90,000 tax problems. Right before he wanted to propose to her. So now, you know, he's upset. And he said, you got to deal with this. This is your problem. We're not married yet. So you got to deal with this legal issues before we get married, before it come our problem as well. And she just said, she just messed up. And Candace pointed out, she said, this is the same woman who got on Cameron about why she didn't know this was going on. And now you didn't realize you didn't report a lot of your back taxes and stuff like that. It's a lien that so you can't get the house that you want because you got this tax going on. I said, oh. So Robin and Juan did a date night. And they pretend to be people. One pretending to be Dylan, and Robin pretending to be Tatiana. They had a little role play going on, and they talk and they eat and they talk about the problems. And he said that's something you got to deal with. And that's that. And I think she did that because she said that's something that they like to have more to do, like just to sit down and have a discussing, talking outside the kids, and have a good date night. We usually don't do that as much. So that's nice. It's every now and then you need to do that with your spouse. I mean, keep it interested in your relationship. Alright, so Wendy talked to her sister and look alike, just look alike, they look like each other. And that's her older sister and her best friend. And somebody give her good advice. So Wendy told her sister about leaving being a professor. And her sister is okay with it. Her sister gonna be behind her back, but her sister know that her mom probably won't. Their mom probably will not be on board with that. And she said, "Talk to me." And she told just like the mom and everything. And she said she's just nervous and how because she don't have a plan if she decide to leave. She will continue to do the political commentary, but she don't have no plan of what other she want to do. I mean, hope this show that she got on with Housewives of Potomac think that is the substitute of her not wanting to teach anymore. I mean, you can still teach, just be a little do part time. You have to do full time. But I guess she don't want to teach anymore. But we'll see it. But I said, Wendy, don't leave that John Hopkins professor job to something you don't even have any plan. So don't leave it until you have a backup plan. So have that first, and then you go on and leave John Hopkins as a professor. But I do understand that she did that because she would please her parents, and that's what her parents wanted her to be. So it's like if you do that for somebody else, it's how genuine it is that you want to continue to fulfill in doing that. You might start a feeling that you don't want to do this because that was an expectation that put upon you, and that's something that you really wanted to do. So I understand, but I do understand that don't leave until you have another plan B backup. If it's not just political commentary. Okay, so that's that. Monique and Chris talked to the pastor, and her pastor came to the house, Pastor Chad, and he really talked to her, and he was like, when I met you, Monique, because she was explaining how things going on, and he basically telling her that it wasn't too much on Candace why you did that, and you blacked out, you got to the point. It's mostly on you. It's within you, because for you to go that far and took it there, it's something going on that made you go that far. And he said when he met Monique, she was a fighter. She always been a fighter. She always been in survival mode. And she was in survival mode. She been like, she's tired of people nitpicking her. And then she said, when you met with Chris, you didn't have much of Chris. They grew in money. And then you got this business. Then you around this group around a woman who got expectation of what you're supposed to be. And then you portray this expectation that you're this perfection type of person. And you gotta please everyone, and you have this persona. So all that is crap coming down. Cause when you strive for perfection, it does hinder in your real personality to shine. And the fact that if you putting up this front and this perfection, and this is the person that you want to portray, and starting to stress and starting creeping in your life, and then that persona that you put on, it started cracking, then you explode. So he said you gotta look in deep within yourself and what is causing that. And she said she's tired of people nitpicking her, criticizing who she is, and everything. And she didn't realize, she comes to a realization, and she cried and saying that, and I believe Monique, but at the same time, her interviews that she keep going, she making excuses, and changing her stories and stuff like that. Now, it makes it hard to understand if she really, really feels the way she feels. She just probably saying that in front of the pastor because that's what he want to hear, or she really feel that. Now she say that she wish she never attacked Candace, and she just got over 36 years of frustration pounded on her at that time. She said that recently, and she didn't deserve that fighting. So we'll see when it comes to reunion if she really feels remorseful, because the reunion is not taped yet. So it will be coming up and see how she feels, because the reunion is going to be this time, current time, not pre-recorded. So we'll see if she really feels and she really apologized and everything. And she said Candace didn't deserve that. She did not deserve all that. And now that prompt Chris said he needs to reach out to Candace Chris because they good friends and they realize they maybe stop falling out because all this stuff happening and then realize we all good standing. And Candace and Monique did say that both their husbands did talk to each other recently. They did not discuss what they talk about because that's their business to talk about. But they did talk recently. So I think a month ago of this current year. And so we'll see the journey of Monique expressing that. And I think she said as she really wanted to apologize and feel remorse and reach out to Candace, I think that's when they lawyered up. That's what Candace lawyered up. And Candace talked to her mom and they went to adopt a dog. And they look at one of the dogs that they really like, Mowgli. But she had to come back with Chris to see if they really liked the dog. And she talked to her mother, and her mother said, "This is stuff I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate her attacking you like that. And this is stuff we will do. Reach for our attorney legally." I said, "Oh, attorney? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, but we did know that was charged on both parties, both Candace and Monique pressed charges, and the cases got dismissed. So we don't know anything further than that. And I don't know if it's like a rule on reality TV show networks that if you sue someone, it really is not going to stick, or you can't really sue. I don't know if it's in their contract or not because I know most of the suing and cases that have been pressed upon a lot of these people in the franchise, they don't go through. It falls through. So I don't know if it's like the clause that you can't sue the producer, you can't sue each other or not. It is willing to take the chance anyway and see if it will stick. But I don't know. Somebody tell me if y'all know about TV and it's a clause in the contract, then they can't sue each other or what. And if it does, will it go through? Will it not? It got dismissed. I mean, and I know Monique, we saw what she did to her. So if it was like a regular people, maybe that wouldn't stick or not. But maybe because they're television and it's a contract clause that they can't really sue each other, so they just drop the cases. And after looking at the evidence, I don't know, they found fault in both parties. And okay, that's that. That was Blurry of Potomac, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode. I'm looking forward to more because it seemed like this episode was okay, but it seemed like it's building up to more explosiveness. So we'll see how that goes. But please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right.